I've just done a few exercises to warm up, so I'm going to do some shoulder circles. Going the other way around. Now moving on to the head, so doing some neck rotations. I'm not forcing it, just want to relax. So if it gets a bit tight, just go to where it gets tight. So these are some of the exercises that we may use in our classes. So just giving you a kind of indication of how we put them together. Looking up and down. Then I'm going to tilt side to side. Yay. Just give the arms a shake, legs a shake. Do some hip rotations. Around the other way. Another shake on the arms and legs. And onto our knee circles. So I'm going to go both ways. Go around the other way. And then from there, I'm going to do ankle circles today. I'm going to keep the ball of the foot on the floor today. So ball of the foot on the floor, doing some circles. Got my helper with me today. And then on to the other side. So from there, the next exercise I'm going to do, I'm trying to lift my toes up and down. So you might find this one a little bit difficult, although it looks easy. Some people struggle with mobility around their large toe joint. And back down again. So we're going to move up to the shoulder now. So I'm just going to do some circles, some slow circles. Go the other way around. Going to go on to the other arm. So I'm using a bit of body movement as well. Feeling the stretch as I take my arm round. The other way. A little bit on the elbow, so palm up to palm down. Going on to some wrist circles. And the other way. And then from there I'm going to open and close my hands. Your arms are shake. So next one I'm just going to do some roll downs, so you can do this, you might be able to keep your legs straight, you might have to bend the knees a bit, so however you get down, that's okay today. I'm just going to roll down. I'm going to shift my weight one side to the other side. I'm just going to the foot, I'm not going much further. Coming back up. Now I'm going to just go backwards a little bit. I'm going to keep my head looking forward though. Go down again. One side to the other side. Got my knees slightly bent here today. Coming up. And I'm going to look forward as I go backwards. And I'm going to do one more. Back up. And go backwards again. Yeah, I'm going to go onto the floor from there. I'm going to have to share my mat today. So I'm going to go kneeling position. Now I call this a little bit of rocking, so I'm going to go forward and backwards. Some people might find this a bit sore on the wrists on this one. So if you've got any wrist problems, these ones are a little bit difficult to do. And I tend to avoid giving them to people with the wrist problems. So I'm going to go a few circles. And then circle the other way. From there I call this my car reversing one, so I'm going to look backwards, come up and turn and look backwards the other way. Do one more each side. Now I'm going to go onto my back. So I'm going to do some, I call it leg cycling from here. I'm only doing one leg, so it's not too much of a strain. You probably feel it pulling on the hamstring. So I'm just going to take the leg round. And then I'm going to do the other side. And then I'm going to keep my arms out to the sides, and just take my knees down side to side. I'm going to do some hip circles. Although I always say to people it's like I'm drawing a circle with my knee. Around the other way. And then I'm going to swap legs. From there I'm going to lift my arms over. So try not to arch the back on this one. So the tendency is to arch up in the middle. So I'm trying to keep a little bit flatter. So if I can't make my arms right over, I'm just going to where they get to. I'm going to touch my thumbs down first. So I'm just using the thumbs to go over. I'm going to use the backs of my hands. And then I'm going to turn my hands over. So this one, very rarely can you get down on this one without trying to compensate somewhere. So just go as far as you feel comfortable on this one. Get a nice little stretch. And back down. So from there I'm just going to roll up into a bridge, roll back down again. So I'm just trying to keep smooth on this one, just feeling my feet on the floor. So pushing the feet through the floor a little bit, just rolling up, rolling back down. And what I do sometimes is just arch my back to go the opposite way. So roll down, roll up, and roll back down. So I'm trying to feel if I can roll down, I call it segment by segment. Sometimes if you've got a stiff back or had a bare back and stuff, you'll find you'll perhaps have to flatten the back without actually rolling down and through the movement. Now I'm going to go on to the side. So you can, most people use a pillow on that. I'm just going to use my arm today for my head. And I'm just going to do a little bit of work on the glutes, just a few knee circles. And going the other way. I'm going to switch sides. While I'm there, I'm going to grab my small ball, pop the ball in between the knees, and just have a roll backwards and forwards for a few. And then I'm going to switch sides. So on this demonstration today, I'm cutting down the reps, so we might spend longer on the exercises, might do more reps. and then I'll go back onto my back. So for my next exercise, I'm going to keep the ball, going to put the ball between my knees, and I'm just going to lift straight up on the bridge today. So instead of doing kind of spine curl, I'm just going to push my feet through the floor to come up. So I'm not really lifting my pelvis as such, although you can focus on that. I'm pushing the feet through the floor to come up today, squeezing the ball. I'm going to switch to the arms. I'm going to squeeze a ball on this one, bend my elbows, and just squeeze on the ball. So I'm working back to the arms. And then from there, I'm just going to come to a kneeling position and do a stretch back to finish off. Now, if you've got a little bit of flexibility, I can come and drop my hips down, but this may not be good for a lot of people, so you have to be careful on exercises choices. So sometimes we'll just do a little rock forward on this one, but if the back's perfectly okay, I'll tend to go forward and drop down a little bit more. So that's a little routine today, some of the exercises we may use in our classes. Hope that's helped, and we will see you again soon.